Through the day, we got you reports from Kashmir, where 50 children inside a school bus were targeted by stone pelters. These stone pelters were protesting the death and the encounter in which terrorist Samir Tiger was killed. Republic TV Zenith has spoken to a top army commander. GOC 15 Corps Lieutenant General A.K. Bhatt has sent out a loud message to terrorist backers, and has also exposed the Hurriyat. Here's that detailed and exclusive interview on top of Republic Reporter.
Targeting terrorists and simultaneously trying to have minimum any collateral, the army in Jammu and Kashmir is facing a toughest job, but has been successful in eliminating top terrorists. Tiger of Hizbul Mujahideen being the latest one. Faced with foreigners and local terrorists on ground, the trend of civilians disrupting the anti-militancy operations, and simultaneously the challenges of infiltration along the line of control. But army has been successful and they are trying their best to restore peace in Kashmir. We have with us 15 Corps Commander Lieutenant General A.K. Bhatt. Sir, thank you so much for speaking to Republic. It's really an honor.
It's my pleasure.
Sir, we have been seeing that the terrorist outfits like Jaish, LET, HM, they are feeling the heat. And there are reports that now the militant outfits who have never been on the scene, they are being reactivated. What is your report on that?
Firstly, let me tell you, a terrorist is a terrorist. He may belong to any organization. These are all names given to different terrorist organizations, which are all guided by our enemy across. A few new names have come this year, but they are very small and in nascent stage. And maybe this is an attempt to hide, like the directions which have been put on the Lashkar, and the Lashkar has been identified, LET has been identified as an international terror organizations. So these new metamorphoses are basically to hide the identities. The fact of the matter is they are terrorists and they are fighting against us in Kashmir.
So the poster boy of Hizbul Mujahideen was eliminated yesterday in the morning early. There was a video that was surfaced that he was challenging one of the officers of the company, who also became later the part of the operation when this Samir Tiger was eliminated. How do you see his elimination?
Salim Bhatt is one of the many terrorists who we've eliminated in southern Kashmir. Such videos are more for his audience, for his people, to attract the youth. Of course, the fact is all his challenges went to a naught. We carried out kinetic operations and eliminated him. And similarly, any terrorist who picks up the weapon, in time we'll eliminate him.
So what is the message for those terrorists like Samir Tiger who challenge forces?
Samir or anyone who picks up a weapon and decides to carry out terrorist initiated actions against the local public or against the security forces will be dealt by using a weapon. Of course, if he's a local terrorist and there's an opportunity for he wishes to surrender, we'll give him that chance, like we gave in one of the operations in southern Kashmir.
So, sir, I want to know about that, the militants, the young generation who's joining the militant ranks, they don't cross over LOC. But when they die, their weapon is there. The weapon is being recovered from the encounter site. So where from the weapon is actually coming?
You know, the weapons come by some kind of infiltration goes on. Not that infiltration becomes zero. There are terrorists which are coming across. They do come along with weapons, sometimes an extra weapon. And there are other trails which we are looking at, through which weapons would be coming in. But let me tell you, today there is a deficiency of weapons in the terrorist outfits in J&K. They are short of weapons, and this is happening because we are eliminating terrorists and also capturing their weapons.
So you talked about the trails that are there. Would you like to share that?
Oh, we are on it. Once we have more details, we'll definitely tell you.
You talked about the infiltration. So what is the status of infiltration at present?
This year, as such, there's only been very few terrorist attempts overall. And out of that, 2 we have eliminated. One was in January and one was in March.
So you talked about...
And now as the summers go up, because there has been less snow this year, and the indications to us are that there will be more infiltration attempts all across. That is from the Neelam Valley, from the Lipa Valley and other places. And our summer strategy for counter-infiltration is in place.
As you said that so far there has been less infiltration. Does this impact the morale of a militant on ground?
Of course, the terrorists would like new terrorists, and especially leadership for the Lashkar and Jaish, which always comes from foreign terrorists, that flow to continue. And that is why there is an indication that today the larger number is of HM, which is more indigenous than Lashkar or Jaish, which has a more foreign content.
So you said that we are expecting more infiltration from everywhere. So what are the plans? How are you going to deal with this?
You know, we have a summer strategy in place. We have put a more robust counter-infiltration kit. We have put in more smart systems to ensure that these infiltrations are stopped on the LC itself or on the fence.
So what is the status of the launch pads across the country across the LOC after this surgical strikes of 2016?
You know, launch pad are very mobile. They are not very static of places, and they keep increasing or they keep shifting. But yes, the known launch pads, today we see a larger number of terrorists ready to infiltrate there.
So how do you see this summer? Do you expect hotter summer as far as the security agencies have to face because of the situation on ground?
The summers are always hotter for us compared to the winters. That apart, because of the lesser snow this year, infiltration, as I said, would start early. The attempts have already started, which we are foiling. Attempt has been recently foiled just a few days back. And yes, there would be more attempts for bringing in cadres here, especially for the Lashkar and Jaish, which had been decimated to a great extent last year.
How do you see the Pakistan planning in Kashmir?
Pakistan would continue that Kashmir continues to burn, and their proxies here in India, in Kashmir, are all there to support them.
So how are you going to deal with the Pakistan and the messages that may go across?
You are well aware, we have clearly defined red lines. If those red lines are crossed, our responses will be as robust as before.
The number of militants last year were neutralized around 200. The figures were in the media also. But despite that, the younger generation is joining. Is it a worrisome for everybody?
Yes, it is a challenge for us. It is a matter of concern, especially our young boys from Kashmir joining any terrorist outfit. Our attempts are that they who are being misled by the proxies, we communicate with them and stop this trend which is going on, or reduce it, minimize it. Our attempts are all for that, to communicate with the youth and tell them their future is with India.
So what is the policy? Because we have been seeing that the army doing Sadbhavna, a lot of money is being pumped. But despite that, there is a trust deficit. How are you going to bridge that gap?
There are many elements to bridge the trust deficit which is there. Our attempt on that is ongoing. It has been going on for years, and we have paid a special focus to it. For us, killing of terrorists and communication with the Awam, winning over the Awam, are two equal elements of our overall strategy. And to that end, we have been carrying out Sadbhavna, where our focus is been on education. We have got about 29 schools running all over Kashmir, and out of these schools, we are at least today reaching out 10,000 students, about 800 staff, that includes 600 teachers. Other than that, we are running coaching institutes for engineering and medical, where we have had a very good success. We are trying to send the youth of Kashmir to the best institutions in India.
Do you endorse that the iron fist policy has never worked in Kashmir?
The policy which we follow is a combination of iron fist and a velvet glove. The iron fist or the kinetic operations are for the terrorists. For the Awam, for the public, it is our good relations, our winning over their hearts, and our attempts have always been for that.
So how do you see the Hurriyat at present in 2018?
The Hurriyat is as bad as it has been for a number of years. It is one of the elements, a proxy of Pakistan, which does not look at the good of the people. It is only looking at their own self-interest, their part in the power, and they are the ones who are misleading the youth of Kashmir.
Sir, there are reports that which are making rounds rather that there could be some militants here. They have the allegiance with the ISIS. What is your report on that?
You know, there are no firm reports on this, except the flags which you have seen with certain terrorists when they have died. There is no ISIS ideology which is there in Kashmir, as per my inputs. Still, we are looking at very seriously and to see any footprints of it, but none are visible at the moment.
And I would like to know the way the militants are coming on social media. They are projecting, like the Samir Tiger, who was the first one with the M4 American weapon, and there can be many more. So it gives a more kick to the younger generation to join militancy. How are you dealing with that problem at present?
You are right. The new terrorists have been using social media to give their side of the story. And we are very well aware of it, and we are taking measures to communicate through this new social media to the people, to the youth, to win them over, and to ensure that the propaganda of Pakistan and the terrorists and the Hurriyat does not reach the people.
So you want that it should not reach to people. You are taking all the measures, but yes, the big success and the big challenge at present for the forces is that the Yatra that will start by June, because we have seen in recent past the way the militants carried an attack, and then this time the security forces, they put more pressure that the leadership is neutralized, but now the militants that we are talking about, it's more like an unguided missile. So will it put more pressures on the Yatra to maintain this time? How do you see that, and how you are going to cover it?
The security of Yatra is very important for the Indian Army, along with the security forces which are deployed in Kashmir, even the JKP police. We have already started carrying out measures, our recce's, our plans to ensure that the Yatra is totally safe for all the Yatris who come.
So situation is Kashmir is, we have the uncertainty, lull in the every time, because militants, they roam openly now. Sometimes they restore traffic jams, then they try to target forces, and then you have a collateral damage. So how you are looking at such things?
Let me tell you, we have a better control. We have a control over there. There may be one odd which you are mentioning, like they are controlling traffic. It was when they were rushing away from an operation where our people were chasing them. They stopped traffic to get out of it. Where there was the traffic, they are not controlling traffic. This is again an operation, social media narrative which they try to propagate. Let me tell you, they do not move freely. If they move freely, they are eliminated like the last terrorist was.
How do you react to the scenes when the militants give gun salutes to the militants at their funerals? How do you react to that?
Someday they will pay for that also.
Sir, one last question I would like to ask. So what led to the Operation Khudwani a big failure?
Oh, well, like you said, and in your beginning only you said that we have to carry out kinetic operations ensuring collateral damage is minimum. Here was a challenge where we thought the collateral damage will become too much, and hence, even knowing that the terrorists were there, we thought it was better that we would finish the operation when we did it.
So do you believe that the militants are getting more support by their local population? That is what that helps them to escape?
There are certain areas where it happens. But we have now identified and put procedures in means to do it, that our operations are not disturbed.
How are you going to deal particularly in Kulgam and Shupian, which are considered as a hotbed of militancy these days?
You are well aware we are carrying out operations there, and quite successful ones also. Yes, our synergy with the police, our synergy with the CRPF, our synergy with the local administration will ensure that collateral damage is minimum.
Thank you for speaking to the public.